So if you're watching this video, it probably means that you've seen Agora's call for presentations and you're interested. In this video, I'm going to take you through what do we mean when we say abstract, how to write one, and some tips for making the strongest proposal that you can. So an abstract is basically an elevator pitch. It's a short, concise, condensed version of what your presentation is going to be about. In order to write one, there are a couple of important elements that we really encourage you to include. This will help anchor your reader in what it is that you are doing, guide them through what your presentation is going to be about, and emphasizes the most important parts. Before I get through these different steps, I want to emphasize it's very important that you follow the instructions. If the call for proposals says 250 words, aim for 250 words. If it says include your pronouns and a short biography, don't forget about those things. It's very important that you read the instructions carefully and you follow them to the letter. In addition to that, think about who is it that's going to be attending this conference. Think about, are these your peers? Is this the community at large? Are you presenting to people that probably know nothing about your presentation? Or are you probably going to be speaking to people that have come along with you in your academic journey? And finally, think about why is it that you want to present at Agora? Your motivation will really help to spark that enthusiasm and imbibe your proposal with the energy that made you interested in doing this to begin with. So your title. Use the title as your opportunity to hook your reader from the beginning. If you take a look at these three examples, which one do you think is most effective? Hopefully you would agree that the most effective title is probably B, Starving While Consuming, Social Influences on Self-Image and Eating Disorders. When you're writing a title, don't make it too long, no more than 12 words. Include the key words that will help the evaluators and the eventual audience really understand from the very start what your presentation is going to be about. As I said, use it as an opportunity to hook your audience, capture their attention. Don't make it too vague that they won't know anything that the presentation might be about, but also don't be so specific that you really weigh your reader or your audience down. Next, think about the process that made you interested in this topic, that made you want to do this research. Tell the audience, what is it that we already know in this field? What else do we need to know to help move the field forward? How is it that we can get there? And then use your proposal as an opportunity to demonstrate that you are going to lead us through. You are going to help us understand how to affect change or what to really appreciate about your topic. And that leads into the fifth one, is really emphasize why is it important that your proposal, your presentation be shared with a wider audience. So this is a bit of a couple of notes. I'll give a second to let you have a look at them. So here I've endeavored to emphasize from the beginning. I've hooked you with my title. I'm emphasizing from the beginning that there is research that is talking about social media and eating disorders, but we don't know enough. There's also evidence that eating disorders can be manifested by trauma. So what do we need to know about that? Where is the solution? We need to look at specific ways that these two ideas are connected. I'm going to use certain essays that I've read in my class in order to demonstrate a possible solution, and then give a bit of a suggestion of where we can go from there. So as an abstract, this is what all of those notes became. Starving for acceptance, hungry for change. I've adjusted the title a little there. Recent studies have shown a correlation between social media and eating disorders. However, there is also evidence that eating disorders can be manifested as a direct result of trauma. By exploring the way social influences are modeling unrealistic expectations, we can see how teenagers are misattributing reality with failure. This paper uses Maggie Helwig's Hunger and Roxane Gay's My Body is a Cage of My Own Making, along with testimony from teenagers with eating disorders, to explain how eating or starvation is a response to the mental distress caused by social media. As we continue to express our identities in digital spaces, it is imperative that we develop an awareness of what we feel and what we filter. So again, by taking these few steps, what do we know? What else do we need to know? Or how do we solve it? How do we get there? Emphasize that you are leading the audience through to a possible solution or new way of thinking. And then finally conclude with really setting a firm belief in why this topic matters. So I encourage you to give it a try, follow the process. And if you have any questions, please reach out to our email address, agora@rdpolytech.ca. Thank you so much for your interest in submitting a proposal to Agora. We look forward to reading it, and we look forward to seeing you at this year's conference.